Okay, so this evening on the bench we've got this distinctive looking Quartz watch which actually belongs to a colleague of my wife's where she works, and he's reported it as losing time, and if you look at it now you can see why. It's a quartz movement and you can see the second hand ticking away there, and then every so often, just like that, it gets stuck and does a little tick backwards. So that's obviously, there it goes, not too clever. So completely sure what's causing that. Could be a number of things. You'll notice also there is a little date complication with it, so let's open it up and see what's going on. Okay, so we have the case open now. As you can see, we've got the little quartz movement in here with quite a lot of space around it with this plastic movement holder. I've taken the battery out, and that's obviously the first thing to check. Battery is a 377, so it should be, as you can see there, 1.55 volts. So when we go to check it, just come on here and check what the battery is actually giving us. And there we go. Okay, so terminals are the wrong way around, but it doesn't really matter, it being a potential difference. And that, as you can see, is 1.27. So that's significantly less than we would wish, and so that's obviously the first thing to check. So what I'll do is, excuse me, excuse me. What I'll do is change the battery first off, and see if that simple change solves the problem. The watch came with the story that the last person that they took the watch to said the battery was fine. So I don't know how they arrived at that conclusion, unless the battery has lost a lot of power since it was last looked at, which might well be the case. Okay, just one very quick point I want to make about these tiny little batteries. You may not be aware, but these batteries are absolutely deadly to small children. There's a very nasty thing that can happen where a young child will swallow a battery like this, and it works then in a particularly unpleasant way, because by the time the child starts to experience difficulties because of the corrosion of the battery inside the stomach or intestines of the child, by the time they get to hospital, very often there's very little that the clinicians can actually do there. So a really, really serious point here, actually much more serious than any of the watchmaking and watch videos that I do. So please hoist this one in. Never leave these batteries lying around, particularly these really small ones, but any of these like button batteries, make sure that you put them away and throw them away securely out of the reach of small children. Really, really important point. Okay, just wanted to make that. As you can see, very cheap and cheerful little movement here. No jewels, unadjusted. There's very little that we can actually do with this movement in terms of servicing. So hopefully it is the battery. We put a new battery in and it works, because beyond that there's not really much with these movements that you can get in and do. So let's try that. So the new battery is in, and instantly you can see that the second hand is a really positive kind of tick that we've got there now. Doesn't look to be anything hesitant or wrong with that, and that will go along with the readings that we had on the old battery, So it doesn't look to be anything else wrong with this. What we're going to do now is just monitor this for 48 hours, make sure that it continues doing that, make sure that the date complication changes as it should, and yeah, then we'll ultrasonically clean the case, clean the glass, pop it back and give it back to my wife to take to her colleague. Job done. There we are. Very simple. Change the battery on a Quartz watch. It's not the height of high watchmaking, but nevertheless, a little success in the offing, I think. So nice one. There we are.